really have a great time with everything I get to do like that. I did this show called The Whole Truth that starred Mara Tierney, and Mara used to be on the show called ER. So,
yes,
again,
I love her.
Oh, yeah. So, see, here's another thing again. Like, how often did I watch ER, enjoy the show and stuff? Whoever thought, like, oh, my God, I'm going to get to work again opposite her? You know, and again, we had a great time in the ride from holding over to the set, or listening to Mara talk to the director about her lines in this episode, and you know, we're all clarifying what our scene was about, where we were going with it. That's the thing that's exciting. It's like I get to be a part of the creative process when I get to guest star with these people. The same thing happened to me on Cold Case. They were so great. So, like, we actually sat around during lunch and just, like, talked a little bit about the scene, you know, what we thought we would like to get out of the scene. And it's so nice when they allow you to collaborate. You're not just coming on and they're just telling you everything that you have to do, you know, that you can actually be a part of something. So I've been very grateful for all those opportunities I've gotten to do that. Catherine, I got to do that with Tom Berry on Cold Case. So, yeah, I've worked with a lot of fun people. Dirty Talk, I'm in a short film. Now we are making all the LGBT festivals. This show it's a gay short film romp about two best friends. They're talking about, one of the friends is telling the other friend about the sexual interlude that they had, and I played the sassy waiter in the restaurant. The movie is 12 minutes. It's hilarious. We've already been in 7 film festivals. We've gotten audience awards from 2 of the festivals. We've been in Palm Springs, Atlanta, Tampa, Sacramento, Spokane, Santa Barbara, Long Island. We are hoping for more. So that is another fun romp that I get to be in. And working with Jeff Sumner and Jason Bogue and Claude Knowlton. I mean, you know, you asked for just a few co-stars. I mean, it's like...
Oh, my gosh, no, please go ahead.
Well, it's like you start talking about one person and then it just leads you to another one. So I got to work with all of them in Dirty Talk and Women's Murder Club. I worked with Angie Harmon. I mean, and Paula Newsom. Well, Paula was actually in the scene, too. So, yeah, we all got to work together, and I had fun with Laura Martin. I mean, excuse me. We had another really fun connection. My scene was with actually Angie and Laura Harris and Tyrese, so it was a fun scene in the alley where the drag queen finds the dead body, because that's what we do. And and I am glad to be one of the ones doing it. I love being a character actor in Hollywood where I get to play men and women, transsexuals, trannies. It just opened up my casting availability.
Right.
And I'm not afraid to do it. And I have so much fun doing it, and I love getting to do it on network TV.
Yes, absolutely. You've been on so many things, and some of the things that you've mentioned, you know, I've seen you on, I saw you on 2.5 Men, Cold Case, you know, Desperate Housewives. It's just fun.
Oh, great, Jay.
Pop up in so many different things, and I'm just a big fan, and I'm just kind of sitting here thinking to myself, I'm talking to him right now. It's just incredible. So thank you so much for...
Thank you. See, we all like that kind of thing. It's like no matter who we got to talk to, if they were the president of, like, iPhone, you know, it would be a big deal because it's like, oh, my God, you're the president of iPhone, you know, or whatever. But no, I appreciate what you're saying. It's fun to talk to these people that you've always seen from afar, and now you actually get to talk to them, and you see, like, oh, God, they're so much fun. They're just like me. I got to work with John Lithgow, and, I mean,
another great.
That was so fun because I had seen him in this musical, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and he was so great in this musical that I just loved it. So when I got to work with him, and got to laugh with him. Jeffrey Tambor was also in the show.
Oh, another good one.
I totally tug on John Lithgow's elbow and just have so much fun with him. It's like, okay, now does this hurt you when I do this? Because this is what I want to do to you. And he just had, like, I played the photographer on this episode of 20 Good Years. And again, it's fun getting to sit around and shoot the shit with the stars of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, once again, I'm there for the week, So they're treating me just so nicely, and it's so fun to be a part of things. On Scrubs, I got to work with Zach Braff and Matthew Perry. They were lovely to work with. We came up with fun ideas. You know, like I'm getting to goof off with Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
So that makes it exciting for me. That little old me, I'm doing my stepping stones. I'm getting to do my co-stars here and there. And getting to be a co-star is so fun because that means I'm getting to opposite the star. So I get to work with the stars. So it's a lot of fun. And they all have treated me so great. So I'm just eager to do it on a regular basis because I have so much fun doing it.
Well, what I've noticed just in the time we've been on the phone together talking this evening is that, you know, you used the word jaded earlier from talking about how people can be that way, but you are just so laid back and you're 100% yourself, and that's obviously comes through when you're on the set somewhere or anywhere, and they feel comfortable with you. They don't have to worry about any kind of pretense, and that's one of the many reasons why you've been so successful, and I really appreciate that in you. I love talking to you tonight.
I appreciate that, too. Yeah, once I became my own person and just was me rather than trying to be someone I thought they wanted me to be, then I worked more. And things just became a lot easier. It's always challenging because there's so many people vying for the same roles. But at the same time, I do get to do different things because of what you just said. And I'm proud of that, and I'm grateful for it, too. I just learned how, like, I've always had to be myself. And I didn't have a bad childhood or anything like that. Everything was really good for me. But there are things that I had to overcome. And being the black person that sounds the way I do, and being feminine in the way society is, and how to still be polite to women but not be a mama's boy, and just all the different pressures that go through a child growing up and that I was exposed to. I learned to just let roll off my back and go, you know what, I love me because I'm very full of myself, and this is the way I am. So it's always been easier. You know, like when I was faking my way in interviews and trying to be someone I wasn't and be like, hi, my name is Ralph Cole. And I hope they can't tell. And and I'd leave the interview all like, oh, God. You know, it wasn't fun. And then when it was just like, oh, my God, you know what? I can only be who I am because then that way, it's like doing improv. Then that way you don't have any lines to learn, right? It's just like, this is just the way I am.
Right.
And it's so much easier. So, yeah. And, then, you know, like one thing that friends of mine say, I have a really good friend, Jasper Cole, and he and I do a radio show together called On the Set with Jasper Cole, and one thing he always, we're on Blog Talk Radio too, by the way. Duh. Oh, God, I should plug our show. On the Set with Jasper Cole, Blog Talk Radio, Fridays live at 6 p.m. Okay, work it out. But
all right.
6 p.m. Oh, my God, I totally, duh, I forgot that we're on the same radio station. I didn't even know myself. But anyway, Jasper and I, He always says something about Hollywood too that's very true. He's a character actor also, and yes, being a character actor means you get to do all different kinds of things, and that you're unrecognizable in a lot of different roles. But on the other coin, you're hired for the essence of who you really are, more times than not.
Right. That makes sense.
Excuse me?
That makes perfect sense. It really does.
And that's why you see the same people. Oh, he's always a judge. She's always a nurse. He's always a lawyer. That, you know, Ralph is always in drag. There's always some label they're putting you in. But you know what? Always means regularity. Meaning
you work all the time. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, that's what they're hiring. And when you can excel in your niche, then you get to do that. Yes, I can excel in other things and do that as well, but the majority comes from what really comes naturally. I can nail it right then, and if it's working, that's what can sell you and makes it so exciting. I remember years ago I was doing this play in New York, and I had this I was the lead. Roy Steinberg directed this play called Liquid Skin, and it's a fabulous play, and I had the lead role in it, and the role is tour de force, and I got to play all these different characters. I'm not different characters, but I got to play different facets of the character. Anyway, it was all very wonderful. And my critique, my praise after the show, my comments were very positive, like, oh, my God, you're so funny, you're so this, everything was wonderful. And one of my friends said, God, they're all just complimenting. I mean, you were just yourself in that. God, you didn't even do anything. You were just yourself, and they're all complimenting you about that. And I said, hello, exactly. They're complimenting what I bring to the role, which happens to be hilarious me. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what made it so much fun to get to do the part, because it's like, oh, my goodness, I can just let all stops go. I'm not trying to play I'm playing a whole different character, but I'm bringing all my Ralphisms to it, and it's working because I'm creating the role, and no one has ever seen it done before. So that's what was so powerful. It was like Sisterella. I'm creating the role, so, like, I get to do anything I want, and the director let me do that. So, yeah, it's very empowering getting to do all of that and just flying and being yourself and just commit to what you're doing.
I can see your autobiography coming out called Ralphisms. That should be the name.
Oh, definitely.
I love it. Thank you, Jay. Ralphisms.
Definitely.
I love it. Yes, we'll coin it. We'll make a new word in Webster's Dictionary.
Yes.
Did you can leave me a forward, okay, in the opening of the book.
Exactly. No, absolutely no. Thank you for that idea. You heard it first here, Planet Eartha. Thank you.
Now he just has to sit down long enough to be able to write it.
Well, yes, but, and that's how I actually would do it, is sit down and write it. I was thinking, well, now they have dictaphones, I could just say it out into the air, and I'm sure some crowd would pick it up, right? Oh, my God. It's so scary sometimes. It's like, oh, where's that stored now? Okay, they're up in a cloud in the air. That could just, go away anytime. So.
That reminds me of something else. A few minutes back, you were talking about how you have your scripts that are sent to you online and on the computer, and to me that blew me away. I was naturally, in the back of my mind, would think that you would get a big script,
in a package
or whatever, in a package, and I didn't even think about it being online. I would much rather, if I was in the business, much rather have, the actual
paper
script sent to me, paper, so I could write all over it and make my little notes and stuff like that. So that was kind of odd to me. I guess that in this day and age, that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't know, if series regulars still get hard copy scripts messengered to them. I have done, when I was doing situation comedies, I would get scripts still sent to me. But this was a few years back, so I don't know if they do. But then my good friend Ronnie Butler, when he did True Jackson, he got his scripts online too. So I guess it's a show-by-show thing, and now, so many people are green conscious that that is the way to do it, because I know for some, not necessarily for actors, but I know that some crew people, when they get a job on a show, they're required to have a Twitter account and required to have an iPhone type of thing. Because that's how they're going to get their communication. And I know what you're saying, Jay, because I like hard copy to write on things too, and the expediency of getting it online is what is very good. Like, for example, that movie I mentioned, well, I don't know if I said the title, it's called Birthday Cake by Chad Darnell. So I booked it. I'm very fortunate that he has written a role for me in his feature film. So I got an email right before I went on air with you guys. In fact, I'm looking at it now. Chad Darnell tagged you on Facebook and tagged you in a photo and retweeted one of our tweets about our show right now. So hello. But anyway, because one of my costume pieces for the film just got delivered to him. And so he posted that. So I thought, oh, God, this is so exciting to be involved in a project that has been written for me and that I'm getting to join the cast of.
Of course. That's wonderful news.
I have a question about K11. The movie just got a distributor, which is wonderful. Congratulations on that. And you play KK. And Sonia Eddy is in that. Were you able to work with her?
Yes. Sonia and Eddie and I, we're in the same scene together, but we just got to work with each other off camera and have lunch together. And we have a great mutual friend, Carlise Burke. So we all had lunch together on set. Sonia is fabulous and so
love her.
Fun. She's like the warden behind the